There are some jokes on YouTube that some Mexicans who think they're Native American, such as the case of David the Gnome, also known as Puertas Tesiello. Here's Antonio Banderas, pure-blooded Spaniard, born in Spain, Spanish ethnicity. Puertas looks more white than Antonio Banderas. Puertas has lower cheekbones than Antonio Banderas, which is a Native American feature. Puertas looks nothing like this Native American shown here. Puertas sometimes gets around and does bad things, as does his kind. Here's Puertas again. You can see him against Spaniard Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas looks more mestizo than Puertas does, with higher cheekbones. So that puts into question. Um, Here's Puertas again versus Native American. Nothing in common. It's rather a joke that he actually thinks that he's American. Here's Naui. Naui has even lower cheekbones than Puertas, so to say. And against Banderas, Antonio Banderas has more mestizo features than Naui does. Naui has a lower cheekbone than Antonio Banderas. Naui looks nothing like this Native American. The nose is not common, the facial structure, cheekbone. Here's Naui again. Naui doesn't have high cheekbones like a native. You can see right there, he doesn't have it. Antonio Banderas right there has much higher cheekbones than Naui. So how is Naui Native American when he has lower cheekbones than a Spaniard? He's not. It's a lie. Here's the real Native American looks nothing like Naui. Nothing in common. Naui actually has more in common with mulattoes. He actually has some common features with Colin Powell, who's an African American Jamaican. Here's Fist Never Dies. He's a similar case to Naui. He again, Fist has lower cheekbones than Antonio Banderas, so pure-blooded Spaniard. The Fist is kind of like Naui. He probably has some African in his blood as well. You could see with like Sarah, it's just laughable that she would even think she's a Native American. Penelope Cruz is pure-blooded Spaniard featured here. He's much more less white or even mestizo looking than Sarah. So that's just a joke. Sarah's just a white girl pretending to be a native. You see again, Penelope Cruz is pure-blooded Spaniard from Spain, looks less white than Sarah and has a higher cheekbone. So this is laughable. Sarah looks nothing like a Native American. It's a joke that people would like Sarah would even believe in it. Here's Nikki, Sweet Nikki or whatever her name is, and she has similar features to Penelope Cruz, who's pure Spaniard. Nikki doesn't have high cheekbones like the Native Americans. You can see she has similar to now, where she probably has some African. Here's Liz, who's pretty much a white girl. It's a joke she even thinks she's Native American. Penelope Cruz looks much more mestizo of a Spaniard than Liz, and Liz is pretty much just a white girl. It's really laughable that she would think she's Native American like this. It's just funny. It's ridiculous. Here's another Mexican. Oh no, wait, that's a German named Chancellor, a German Nazi. Here's another Mexican. Oh no, wait, that's an English girl I saw on YouTube. Here's Crazy Boy LA. He's the only real mestizo I see. He's actually lighter than Antonio Banderas with hair and skin color, which means still has a lot of white in him. But he definitely has no denying that Crazy Boy LA has some Native American features. But since he's lighter than Antonio Banderas, a Spaniard, he's a mestizo. He has white features as well. Now here's Penelope Cruz, pure-blooded Spaniard. She looks like most supposed mestizos you see in Mexico. It's really laughable. I mean, come on, look, that looks like half the Mexican woman you see. Come on, get out of here. You see this all the time. I mean, what is that? That looks like you can see again, very typical to Mexicans. Here's Antonio Banderas, pure-blooded Spaniard from Spain. Typical features to Mexicans. I'm not going to deny there are Native American and mestizo mixes in Mexicans, but not as much as you think, as far as I'm concerned. Such as the case with you can see with George Lopez. I mean, George Lopez got a DNA test, and George Lopez was only 52%, was over 52%, 55% white by genes, was only 32% Native American. George Lopez, you can see he still has a lot of features in common with Antonio Banderas. George Lopez does look Native American too, but he's not purely. He actually has some African in his genes as well, and you can see some of that in George Lopez's nose. But George Lopez is still mostly Spaniard. You can see again some of the black features in George Lopez. But I mean, with George Lopez here, he's a real mestizo. But it's a joke. And now he thinks he's a mestizo. George Lopez is more native. Now he has very low cheekbones. Now he's a mulatto. He has no Native American blood whatsoever. Portis, I mean, come on. Portis and Howie both don't look native at all compared to George Lopez. And George Lopez is only 32% native, which is really laughable. It's rather funny how these people pretend that they're native when they're really just white boys and mulattoes. Um, I don't really know. It's pretty funny that these people are so that they actually hate white people when they actually are white. I mean, you gotta really question how mentally retarded these people are.